Hello and welcome. I've got a lovely practice, nice twisty one today. So we're going to embody some twists through the spine, and just, I really always feel like twisty sequences are like wringing out the tea towel. I know it's quite strange, but you're just wringing out all that tension and the body just feels wonderful afterwards. So I really hope you enjoy it. I'm going to invite you to come and take a lovely comfortable seat on the mat. So either sitting cross-legged, legs out in front, whatever feels good for you. We're just going to start seated. And we're just lengthening up through that spine. Let the shoulders relax back and down. Let the hips sink into the earth. And just begin to lower that gaze to the tip of the nose, or even close the eyes. And we're just coming to that point before we begin, before we start moving. We're just checking in with the body. How does it feel? Where do we maybe need to send a little bit of love as we move through our practice? Maybe where do we need to be a little bit more mindful of the niggles, the tension, the tightness? Just scanning down through the crown of the head, through the body, all the way down to the toes. Seeking out those areas, those parts that you would like to maybe just focus on, become more aware of. And as we do this, the breath settles, the body begins to ease into a space where it knows that you're really listening to it. Then moving the focus to the mind. How are your thoughts today? Bringing awareness to the sound of your thoughts. Are they kind and loving thoughts, or are they thoughts that are not so nice, judgmental of how you're doing? We're not trying to change those thoughts, we simply want to become aware of them. Let them float by. As we become aware of the thoughts, it means that we can be a little gentler with ourselves if our thoughts are not in the best place. Understand how they might make you feel or see things. And if we don't particularly like being with our thoughts, turn your attention back to the breath. Over the next few exhales, begin to let go and release out anything that's bothering you. Anything that's gone before this moment of arriving into your space. This is your time. Beginning now to deepen that in-breath, preparing to move. Gently opening the eyes, letting the room back in. I'm going to inhale, rise the arms up and around the body, fingertips come to touch above the head. Exhale, releasing back down, fingertips touch the floor. Inhale and exhale. and flowing and moving with your own breath, your own pace. We each have our own rhythms, so staying on our own mats, focusing on ourselves. Building the energy around us to support us, protect us, like a bubble. Almost like we're drawing a bubble around ourselves. This time as the hands meet, we're going to exhale, left hand comes to right knee, right hand comes behind us, twisting over to the right. Inhale, drawing back up to center. Exhale, opposite side, right hand, left knee, left hand behind us. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale to the right, twisting over to the right. Inhale and exhale over to the left. Just easing out some of that tension in the sides of the body, the shoulders. So on the next left, as we inhale, drawing the hands up, we're going to drop that right hand out to the outside of the right hip and reach over, stretching through that left arm. And we're staying here in this pose, sinking the left hip down towards the mat. Maybe the gaze comes up and under the armpit. Maybe that lower hand, the right hand, can walk out and the elbow drops down towards the mat. Any amount. Maybe it doesn't. We're keeping that left hip on the floor, stretching from the left hip up through the body. As we exhale, begin to lower that left shoulder down towards that right knee. And then the hand finds the floor. And we're reaching out and over that right thigh, keeping the spine long, shoulders rolled back and down. Left hip connecting back into the mat. And slowly walking and rising back to our seated position. Now, if you did have the legs crossed, we're going to change that cross. If you had them out in front of you, that's okay. Obviously, keep them there. And we're coming back into that same flow. Hands out either side of the body. Inhale, rising up, fingertips touch. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Flowing again with your own breath. This time as the fingertips touch. Right hand's coming over to the left knee, left hand out behind us, twisting over to the left. Inhale, drawing the fingertips back over the head. Exhale, left hand to right knee, right hand behind us, twisting over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the left. Moving now again with your own breath. Flowing from twist to twist. We're not forcing the body into the twist here. It's just a gentle twist to the side. It may not necessarily feel gentle, depending on our bodies. But can we just be with that sensation, whatever it feels like for you? Not pushing too hard. Last time on the left side. Inhaling over to the right. This time as we inhale, fingertips touch. As we exhale, left hand comes down to outside the left hip, reaching up and over, stretching through that right arm, sinking the right hip back down into the mat. Feeling that stretch all the way from the right hip up through the body, up through the armpit, out through the fingers. And if we want to deepen that stretch, just walking that left hand out, let the elbow come down towards the mat. Maybe looking up and under the armpit to the sky. Can we keep that right hip grounded down into the earth? Breathing here. On an exhale, dropping that right shoulder down towards the right knee, rolling it down, the hand coming to the outside of that knee, maybe just readjusting so the body is over that left thigh. And just stretching the whole of the spine out through the crown of the head, grounding down that right hip into the mat. Maybe the elbows draw a little closer to the floor. And inhale, walking back to center. We're going to bring the hands out behind us, release off the legs, soles of the feet, and just rock those knees from side to side. Rolling the hip up off the ground. As the knees come to the left, the right hip lifts. As the knees come to the right, the left hip lifts. Stretching those legs out in front of us, flexing through the heels. We're going to bring the right knee in towards the body, interlace the fingers underneath that right knee, draw it in towards the body, and then release it out, pointing through the toes. Inhale. Exhale. And this time as we draw it in, I'm going to bring that left hand to the outside of that right foot. And we're going to begin stretching that leg away. So maybe the leg straightens, maybe it doesn't. Then our right arm is going to draw out behind us, twisting over to the right. 2 breaths here. Draw that right arm back in. Release the leg back down, opposite side. Hands interlace underneath the left knee. Draw the left knee in. And then stretch the foot away. Inhale. And exhale. And this time as we draw it in, right hand's coming to the outside of that left foot. And then we're going to begin stretching that foot away, flex through the heel, bringing the left hand out in front and drawing it out behind us, twisting over to the left. Taking a few breaths here. And drawing that left hand back, release out, give the legs a little shake. We're going to come on to all fours. Now, a yoga practice is never complete without cat and cow, so we're just going to take a few cat and cows. As we inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin and chest. As we exhale, round through the spine, draw the belly button up, curving that spine up to the sky, tailbone draws in. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, drawing the belly back up. Moving with your own breath. As always, this is your practice, your time. Finishing with a rounded spine, high cat. Little twist of the body from side to side. Coming back to a neutral spine. We're going to turn the head to look over to the right, looking back towards that right foot. And just creating a curve in the body. Inhale, drawing back to center. And exhale, head comes out to the left, looking over to that left thigh, that left foot. Inhale, drawing back to center. We're going to step the right foot forward. And we're either looking for a very 90-degree angle, so you can keep that back leg tucked in a little bit. Or if we feel like we need a deeper stretch into the front of this hip flexor on the left side, we can send that left knee back a little bit and let the hips drop down to the floor. And we're just beginning to let the hips open. Maybe that front foot needs walking a little bit further forward, so we've got a nice stacked stance, our knee over our ankle to give us that support and to let the hips open a little wider. Shoulders draw back and down, chest draws forward. We're just breathing here for a moment. The hips like a little bit of time to begin to open. Let them get more comfortable than what they were when we started. On an inhale, we're going to bring the hands to that right knee, lifting the body up. Let the hips sink a little deeper. Shoulders relax. We're going to bring the hands, if we can, with our balance to pray at the heart. Palms connected. Elbows out to the side. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to twist over to the right. And if this feels okay, we can either stay here, or maybe this left elbow is going to come down and hook to the outside of that right knee. We're going to push the knee out, helping us twist into the right a little deeper. Ground that right foot into the mat. Inhaling, come back to center. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. We're going to tuck those back toes, lift that back knee, step the right foot back, coming into a downward dog. Hips go up and back. Strengthen the hands, drawing up into the hips. As we exhale, push down through the heels towards the mat. You don't need to reach. We've just got that downward sensation. Letting the body rebalance from the twist. Exhale, lower the knees. We're stepping forward with the left foot in between the hands. And again, finding that comfortable place and tuck the back toes. Maybe staying at 90 degrees. Maybe sending that right knee a little further back, letting the hips drop forward. Checking in with our front foot. Do we need to walk it a little bit further forward to make more space for the hips to release? And then we're just breathing here, letting the hips adjust, letting them find that sensation of letting go. Then on an inhale, we're going to bring the hands to the top of that left knee, lift the body up. Maybe let the hips sink a little deeper. Relax off the shoulders. Bring the hands to prayer at the heart, center of the chest. Elbows come out to the side. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're twisting over to the left. And if this feels good, Maybe this right elbow can come and hook to the outside of this left knee, and we push the knee and the elbow towards each other, helping us create a deeper twist. Last breath here. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release the hands. Tuck that back toe. Lift that back knee. Step that left foot back into our downward dog. Taking a few breaths here. Let the body rebalance, untwist. Feel that sense of tension leaving the body. Well, maybe not when we're in downward dog. It's quite a strong pose, so don't be fooled. Last breath. We're releasing the knees to the mat. Untuck the back toes. We're going to walk the knees out to the edges of the mat. Big toes are going to come together. We're going to sink the hips back. Release the chest and forehead down to the mat. Let the arms come out in front, coming into a child's pose, balasana. And if for whatever reason the forehead doesn't quite reach the mat, grab a cushion or make some fists with the hands. And let the forehead rest. Relax the hips down. Maybe they don't reach the heels. Wherever they get to is completely fine. On an inhale, we're going to push into the hands, lift the head. We're going to bring this right arm and thread it through and under the left. Let that right shoulder come down to the mat. Let the side of the cheek fall back down and relax into a variation of our child's pose. And maybe if it feels nice, this left hand, we can lift it up, draw it behind us, let it come and sit on the back of that right hip, opening up that left shoulder towards the sky, deepening the twist into the side of the body slightly. Drawing that hand, if we took it behind us, back out in front. Inhale, lifting, release out the right arm. Exhale down into our child's pose for a breath. And then on an inhale, lifting the head. Draw the left arm and thread it through under the right. Let the left shoulder come down the mat. The left cheek comes and rests on the floor. Coming into the opposite side. Maybe that top hand lifts. We draw it behind us, letting the hand come and rest on that left hip, opening up that right shoulder, that right side of the chest, deepening that twist. Drawing that hand back to straight. Inhale, lifting, release out the left arm, exhaling, coming back down, chest, forehead, into the mat. Then inviting you to lift the head, roll the legs out behind us, and then coming and rolling over onto the back. We're bringing the feet about hip distance width apart, soles of the feet on the mat. Arms out to the side, palms facing up. No higher than shoulder height. And just rocking the lower spine into the mat to get that comfortable connection. Shoulders relaxing down into the earth. We're going to bring the right leg and cross it over the left. So we're crossing the legs. And as we exhale, those legs are going to drop out over to the right. The weight of the top leg just helping that lower leg come a little bit closer to the ground. Creating a twist into the left side of the body. Head can turn to look over and along that left arm. And then just relax into it for a few breaths. Inhale, drawing the head and knees back to center. Release out that top leg. Grounding back into that neutral space, readjusting the body in any way. Left leg now crosses over the right. And on an exhale, let the knees fall out over to the left. Can we focus on keeping that right shoulder connected into the mat? Not pushing the knees down, simply letting them fall with gravity and the weight of that top leg. Head can turn to look over to the right. If you haven't already, feel free to close the eyes. Inhale, drawing back to center. Release off that top leg. Take a rock of the knees from side to side. And then I'll invite you to either take effortless rest pose, where we walk the feet to the edges of the mat and the knees fall in towards each other. Or come into full savasana, maybe releasing those hands down a little from shoulder height. Or any other comfortable pose where you can completely let go. This is the moment that we work through our practice for. Taking a deep breath in and a full exhale out. Feel the body surrender. Let the toes drop out to the side. Let the eyes close. Let the breath become soft and subtle. Begin to come back to the body and how it feels. Noticing, moving through those earlier spots of tension or tightness, areas that felt like they needed a little bit of love. Just coming back to them. Do they feel any different? Can you feel any tension that has been released from the body through our twisting and our movement? And if it feels nice to do so, coming back to the mind and noticing if our thoughts have shifted in any way. And then letting go completely. Not asking the mind to focus anywhere in particular. Simply lying here in your space, breathing. This is your time to rejuvenate, your time to fill your energy back up. Enjoy this moment. And when you're ready, beginning to move the body in some way. A wiggle of the fingers and toes, a circle of the wrists and the ankles, a gentle rock of the head. And rolling over onto one side in order to bring yourself back into a comfortable seat so that we can close out our practice together. Bring our hands together into that heart space, the center of the chest. Bowing our heads down to ourselves and taking a moment to be fully grateful for the presence you've created, for the release of the tension, for this time that was simply for you. The light and love within me bows to that light and love within you. Namaste. I so hope you enjoyed that. I'm feeling rather good. I do love twisty ones. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and let me know. And obviously watch out for some more videos. Thank you for joining me.